Okay, so let's get to this. I have gone ahead and prepped most of the materials, and you will be receiving them in this same way. You, of course, will be cutting your own DSP. So let's start. This is all crumb cake. Let's start by adhering our card mat. And whenever I have embossed a card mat, I like to use liquid glue to adhere it. I worry that by using Stampin' Seal or Stampin' Seal Plus that I'm going to flatten out part of the embossing, and I certainly don't want to do that. So this piece is 4 by 5 1/4 with the woodland embossing folder. I've got the largest of the Stitch So Sweetly stitched rectangles, and then these pieces of DSP are 3/4 by 2 1/2, and you can, I'm sure when you're cutting them you're probably going to keep them in order, but you can keep them in order with that plaid pattern carrying through, or you can separate them. It's totally up to you. I am going to stick with the liquid glue here and just adhere these. So you need 4 of these, and like I said, they're 3/4 by 2 1/2. When you cut them, they're probably going to look way too short, but trust me, 3/4, 2 1/2. This just adds a fun little bit of plaid in there. I don't know about you, but I'm loving this plaid DSP. In fact, there are pieces that I am completely out of. So you may want to dry fit these first just to make sure that you've got the spacing pretty close, which I probably should have done because I've got a little bit of a gap there, but I'm just going to roll with it. Just put our owl a little further over this time. It's always different making a card that you've made before, but having a camera over your head because you can't be right where you need to be. So this strip is 1/2 inch. The length doesn't matter so much. We're just going to have it where it comes off a little bit on both sides. And I am using the Pick-a-Punch banner end. And I recommend when you're using this punch to trim it just shy of 1/2 inch, like just a pinch shorter. Let's see. That is just right. So just like a sliver shy of the 1/2 inch or the 3/4 inch or the 1 inch, which is what these are for. You can certainly use those for something. And push it towards one edge, just so that you get that perfect punch every time. I'm going to use some Garden Green and stamp Merry Christmas on there. You could use a different sentiment if you would like. I just realized these are not for this card. This is for my other card. They're just kind of hanging around. Now, I will tell you that this Merry Christmas is a tight fit on here. Just going to bring in a scrap of paper so I don't stamp on my surface here. So we want it fairly close to the left side. So it just fits on there. You could have it wider, of course. I liked it like that. You could also mask the bottom and stamp the top, and then mask the top and stamp the bottom if you want them closer together. Just give that a wipe. And now we are going to grab the stamp that has the owl holding the gift. Always have a hard time finding that stamp. And I am going to stamp it on this little tag. This is from that same bundle. This is the medium size tag. So when you're looking at it, you've got small, medium, large. It's this one here. You could probably do it on the large one as well. So I'm going to stamp that in StazOn because I am using watercolor pencils. I almost grabbed Memento, but if you use Memento, it is water-based, and when you go to blend, everything will get kind of messy. So we're going to use StazOn. I'm going to stamp it where that branch is almost at the edge. Just give it a little wiggle and let it sit for a few seconds so that it can all adhere. Soak in, rather, not adhere. It's not glue. And then I find with the red rubber stamps, I don't necessarily need the Stays On cleaner. With photopolymer, you're definitely going to want the Stays On cleaner, but I do find with photopolymer, it's not so bad. Okay, so I am using watercolor pencils because, like I mentioned earlier, everyone and their dog is using it for Halloween. Well, everyone and their dog is also using Stampin' Blends. So I thought I would show you a different way to color. So I'm actually not doing a whole lot of blending with this one. The gift I'm just straight up coloring, and this is Garden Green. And then the actual wrapping part of it is Cherry Cobbler. And now I have both sets of the watercolor pencils, so I am not sure as I'm doing this which ones are part of watercolor pencils 1 and which ones are part of 2. So I apologize for that, but use what you have. So this is Early Espresso. I'm just doing the branch. This is like a winter branch. There's no leaves left on it. Now, I also want to bring in a little bit of Early Espresso into the corner of his eyes. I'm assuming this is a boy. I'm not sure why. Could be a girl. There. Okay, so I've just given him a bit of an outline. I'm also going to do his claws in Early Espresso since we have it. And now I have Cajun Craze and crushed curry. And that is what I'm going to do most of my coloring with. Cajun Craze just seems like a perfect owl color. So you can layer with your watercolor pencils and just putting a very light layer down first. And then I can come in and add some shadows. I do find it's easier to color on once that first base layer is on there. And unlike with Stampin' Blends, you can take your sweet time. Okay, and then here comes the crushed curry, and this just helps to richen it up a bit. And I am not putting very much pressure at all on here. Okay, and maybe a little bit more Early Espresso now that we've got all those layers in there. And as a final touch, I'm going to go around the outside with Night of Navy. It was actually Balmy Blue that I used the first time, but we're going to go a little bit darker on this one and kind of pretend that it's a night sky. And you may notice I'm not coloring the whole background. This is the one part of this image that I'm going to use my blender pen on. And doing this kind of an outline implies that there's a sky there without having to color the whole thing. I'm also going to go around some of these little snowflakes just to bring some color in there. So I've got my blender pen and I am going to go over each spot just lightly and maximum of 2 times. If you go any more than that, you're going to start getting some pilling in your paper, especially because this is just Whisper White. This isn't watercolor paper. It's not Whisper White thick. It's just regular old Whisper White. So don't go over the same spot too many times. Okay, so that kind of gives the impression of a night sky. And then the last step is I'm going to use a couple of the stars from the Trimming the Town embellishments. And I have to apologize. I have loved these stars so much that I actually had to scrounge up 2 of them. Can't even do the 3 that I initially had on here. Oh, and of course I've lost my glue. Okay, so there's that star-shaped glue dot. Now, let's put this on here. So basically I had to beg, borrow, and steal to get these ones. So we only have 2, and I usually would do embellishments in 3s, but this was the best I could do in this instance. So now what we're going to do is take this, and I'm glad I didn't adhere it yet. We're going to feed that through, but this is actually just a little bit too small. So I'm going to take just a small pair of scissors and give that a nick on either end. And I'm going to feed it through this way. I did find that taking my take your pick tool and rounding out that little snip helped. You could make your banner smaller, but then your sentiment is not going to fit at all. Okay, so just do that little adjustment and it will work out just fine. So now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue behind where that banner will go. You can actually just put it right on here. We're going to glue that piece down. Let's have a little bit more of that banner showing. And then we'll just put more glue on here. We don't even need to put it on that end because it's a little bit higher up than the rest of it. So now we can adhere that. And if you'd like, you can pop this whole thing up on dimensionals onto the card base. I am actually just gluing it down. I don't always add dimensionals to all my cards. And our final step is to use some of that Playful Pets trim. And actually, before we cut it, I'm just going to tie it right on the bolt, because that way you don't end up using too much. Once you've cut it, you're kind of stuck either using it or discarding the excess. This way you can adjust a little bit. Okay, so I will angle the ends and we're done. That's a little long. So one little glue dot. And I like to put it sideways. You can put it straight on there, but we're actually covering the opening. So if you go a little overboard trying to cut that little excess opening for your banner, don't worry, because your ribbon can hide it. And now, I feel like I've said this a million times. I don't think I did an insert on the first one. So we're going to do that. I'm just going to take my little trimmer and cut this down to 4 inches. Eyeball that second piece, so it should be about 4 by 5 1/4. And we've got Merry Christmas on the outside. So let's just put Owl I Want for Christmas is You. I do wish this set had a few more little accent pieces. Like I wish that we could stamp these little sprigs. You could, but you'd have to mask it off. So I wish that we could just do those sprigs and a little owl outline without a whole bunch of extra effort, but this is just gonna have to do. I'm just using crumb cake. You could bring a scrap of this plaid paper onto the inside. And then we will use some Stampin' Seal to put this in. And that is our first card. So I hope that you enjoyed that. Well, that's my first card. So here is a closer look. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you soon. Bye.